This episode of Ask the 8-Ball Podcast is brought to you by BBops, Lola's Fine Hot Sauce, and the Mullin Team at Remax Revolutions.
Hi, I'm Quinn, and I'm listening to my daddy and Cody.
Are you looking up magic tricks, Cody?
No.
Googling how to pull a rabbit out of the hat?
The rabbit's already in the hat. That's an old trick.
Is
I
it
want to
though?
see how you get out of a safe like Houdini.
Oh, that is a good question. Do you ever Google how to do tricks?
Oh yeah, I watch a lot of videos on how to do them.
What was that movie they made with Woody Harrelson?
Oh, Now You See Me?
Was that good?
I liked it.
I didn't see it. Did you see it? I've never seen it.
I liked it.
No.
All
I
right.
do my best to not watch magic as much as I can. I mean, I watch other magicians, but
Right.
it like influences too much.
Uh-huh.
So if I have a flat, like, clear head and I'm not like, I can come up with my own stuff better that way.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I tend to stick to other variety artists.
No, that's all right.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, Cody?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Oh, not a lot. What's new?
I don't know, man. Let's ask the 8-Ball. Welcome back, guys. Been on a little hiatus. We missed you. Hope you missed us. We've got to thank tonight's guest, host of No Shame Theater. Got one coming out on, what'd you say?
April 19th.
April 19th. Amy Nichols joins the
That's
show
a
tonight.
Tuesday.
A Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday,
We're
April
moving
19th.
to Tuesdays. In
And
the
that's
past,
good.
it's been on Wednesdays, so
Okay, and that's at Teehee's?
yes.
Okay, big shout out to Teehee's Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Our favorite spot for comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Amy, thanks for coming on the show. We
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you for having me.
So you have the No Shame going. We'll get into that a little bit more here. Also, we know you, actually, first time we saw you was through Ben Mullin.
Yes.
So you're Ben's assistant.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing that for?
I'm going on my 8th season at Adventureland Park with him.
Okay.
I have been doing shows in the off season with him, as well as stuff at Adventureland.
Okay.
But I've been his full-time assistant out there, going on my 8th season, and we do hypnosis shows as well. Not necessarily at Adventureland, but just in general. But he's been my mentor and has taught me just about everything I know about the show business world.
Nice.
Okay. And you've
Nice.
recently kind of branched out a little bit. The No Shame's not been going on that long, has it?
So it's actually been going on a lot longer than I have been taking over it.
Okay.
So when it used to be over at I know a lot of colleges do it. They're kind of more like a meeting space that's more for, theater kids
Right.
to get up and do a skit or something
Okay.
of that nature. And they've kind of disappeared throughout the years, and slowly people are kind of starting to notice No Shame and be like, oh, I remember doing that when I was in college, or
Yeah.
we had one of those. And when it was at the Des Moines Social Club, it was still kind of the same aspect. It was more of a meeting place. A lot of performers just kind of came together and they sat in a circle and would perform their routines for each other and give each other constructive criticism and critique each other. And I went to one before the Des Moines Social Club shut down. I only made it to one.
Okay.
And I was just blown away by it. And so I took the time to talk to the previous girl that was taking charge of it and kind of was in command of it, and asked her, what her plans were going forward with the social club closing down. And she's like, well, we don't really have another space, and I've got other things going on. I said, are you okay with me taking this and doing something with it? And at that time, Teehee's was just bones. It was just a bone structure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to Teehee's and I said, hey, there's this show and I want to put it together, and I want to give variety artists a voice here at your club. I want to do that. And right off the bat, they were interested in it. Of course, then a month into it, we shut down because of the pandemic, and so we went to virtual shows. Ben was nice enough to lend me his stage at Adventureland, and I hosted from there, and we pulled people in from all over the world for the No Shame shows,
Awesome.
and let them perform from their home. And we did that through the whole pandemic. I was getting maybe 10, 15 performers or so per show, if that. And now we are completely packing the house over at Teehee's, to the point where now, going forward, starting in April, not only are we moving to Tuesdays, we are also doing 2 shows instead of just 1. So we will have an all-ages talent show, which will be at 7 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock we'll do a 21 and over that just about anybody can come and perform.
Okay.
Okay. Is there So it's just any kind of talent you think you have, you come up and do it type thing?
Yes.
Like an America's Got Talent type?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we get anywhere from we get magicians like myself, drag performers, burlesque. We get musicians. We've even had storytellers, poets. I mean, anything that you can think of. We've had ventriloquists come in, people that do puppetry.
Cool.
I mean, just anything that you can think of is welcome on No Shame's stage. The only difference that we are doing going forward, in the past we've allowed comedians, stand-up comics to come in and do their sets. But now Teehees is moving to having 2 open mics every week, and No Shame is only once a month. So to give variety artists more space to perform, more spots, because we do have a limited number of spots in the show, so it's not too long for the audience to handle. We are now redirecting the comics to those open mic nights instead.
Okay.
So that's kind of the only restriction there. And beyond that, you just can't break anything. Don't break yourself or the stage. Don't break the law. You know, those are the only rules to No Shame.
Don't break the law.
Yeah.
Do you have to sign up in advance, or you just show up, sign up, or how's that go
We
about?
do take signups in advance only. We do not take people that will walk up to the door.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different than the comedy open mics in that sense, because of the fact that we do have to strategically place the show order so that it flows correctly, since it's not all just
Gotcha.
comics.
Yeah.
It's a little bit differently. So I do a lot of show prep that goes into these shows to make them a little bit higher production value than what you would see at a regular open mic. And so because of that, we do take signups in advance. There's always a sign up link. It's a Google form. It's always in the Facebook event page, and you can click on that and fill out the form. You put in all your information about your routine. Makes it real easy for the tech and myself as the host and the director to be ready for that show night for you.
Nice.
Well, I think I'm going to have to come out to one now.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one yet because I would usually work Wednesdays, but now they're on Tuesdays.
Now they're on
Perfect.
Tuesdays. You can
There
come.
you go.
I have no talent, though, so I'm just going to watch.
Well, you can just come and watch.
Yeah, it'd
We
be
do need
perfect.
an audience, so I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
have a talent, your talent can be to be an audience member.
Perfect.
And we do applaud that. So.
Yeah, I'm good at clapping and laughing, so
Yes.
I'm good. Cody, you should go. Do you have a hidden talent?
No. I don't have a known talent.
Like, can you do like an armpit fart or anything?
Oh,
Like-
duh. That's not a talent, though. I
That
can
is
make
a talent. You should come do that.
I can make
Yeah,
balloon
for sure.
animals.
There you go.
You
should-
could come make balloon
I
animals.
can make balloon animals.
I mean,
branch out.
anything goes at No Shame. I've had a guy come up on stage, and some of you are going to laugh at this because you know exactly who I'm talking about, but he's just done nunchucks.
That's awesome.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
That's literally it. He was
That's-
drunk and did nunchucks for 2 minutes straight, and that was his entire act. I've
I
also had
love that.
someone come up and do a cartwheel. They were just really proud that they learned how to do a cartwheel as an adult, and
It's like-
that's all they did.
It's like Creed in The Office.
Yep. So sometimes you see stuff that's absolutely ridiculous. Other times you'll find some hidden performer that you may have never known about it, that maybe has never emerged before. We get a lot of first timers
Okay.
at No Shame that may have never tried whatever it is that they're trying. They may be a comic that is trying something different. Maybe they're trying music for a change or vocal. They're going to sing a song for us. Anything goes. And we just create a safe space for people to do that and be able
Yeah.
to
Nice.
explore different talents that they might have.
Have you
And
ever- Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to
Oh
cut
no,
you off.
you're
I'm
fine.
sorry.
I'll just along with that, we also have professionals. We've had people on that stage. I know you've had Jonathan May on the show. He was up on that stage at one point. We've had Ben Mullin in there, Sid Jewarker. There's been a whole bunch of people that even just professionals in the industry that have been on that stage as well.
That was actually my question. If did any of the OGs come in and like practice a new?
Oh yeah, if they've got new material and stuff, this is a great place to work it out. Obviously, that's changing a little bit with not having comics, but with the
Right.
variety community, it's starting to build here in Des Moines. We're getting a lot more of those professionals that are working full time, even here in Des Moines as a variety artist. That come in and they'll just work on their 5 minutes or whatever.
Des Moines is doing a good job of not being boring anymore.
Yeah,
so that's good.
promoting different kinds of
Yeah,
artists and performers and that kind of stuff.
nice. So, and your Adventureland season kicks off. Are you just basically locked down with that? Like, are you still gonna do No Shame when?
Also, do no Shame during the Adventureland season.
Okay.
Yep. Our last show at Adventureland is at 6 p.m. They're about 30-minute shows, so I'll rush straight from Adventureland over to Teehees to do the first show at 7 there, and it'll be a really long work day for me those days.
Nice.
Worth it in the long run, probably.
That it is.
Yeah.
Which so when you do No Shame, do you do magic there? Is that what you do?
Sometimes. I like to switch it up from week to week so that, all the regulars aren't seeing the same thing from me every time. Sometimes I'll open the show with a routine, or sometimes I'll do something in the middle and have somebody else do a little bit of hosting so they get the opportunity to do that as well. Other times I'll perform drag, or there was one week that I brought a magic trick and it broke 10 minutes before the show started.
Jeez.
And that was all I had with me. I found a performer in the audience that normally does musical theater, and I grew up in high school in the musical theater department, did show choir, all that kind of stuff, and so I thought, you know what? Screw it. Let's do a musical theater number.
Okay.
And so I went to this girl and this person. I said, "Hey, what do you think about doing a duet? Like, do you know the musical Wicked? Can we do a Elphaba and Glinda sing along type of thing? It'll be a little bit like karaoke because we haven't rehearsed. We've never worked together. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And we got up there. We did have to restart once. Everybody had a good time with it. It was just something unexpected, and it went better than we thought it could. And we're actually working on hopefully doing it for a future show, but a rehearsed version.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
you never know what's going to happen at No Shame.
That's fair.
You could teach Chewy how to do tricks. And bring
Has
it up
anyone
there.
brought any animals in?
When we did the virtual shows, we did have some dogs that they brought on to do tricks.
Okay.
I did have that happen twice. As far as the actual live performance at Teehee's, I have never had anybody ask about bringing an animal in.
So I always used to see that on Letterman. He'd have like the animals come in and do the tricks.
Yeah.
So I was curious if anyone still did that.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody try to do that yet. So
Let's try to get someone in with an animal. Let's
that
find
would be pretty
someone.
cool.
Yeah. Nice. Like a pet snake that does a trick or
A
something.
pet snake that does a trick would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd
like
be
if it
awesome.
could jump through a hoop or something. I don't know that it could jump.
Now we're onto something.
I don't know if snakes can jump.
I don't know
Can snakes
either.
jump?
They like spring at you.
Yeah.
Kind of jumping, isn't it?
Kind of.
Thrust themselves through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody Google if snakes can jump.
Yeah.
I need to know.
We can do that during this commercial break. Let's roll into our fake sponsor of the week real quick. We'll come back and see if we learn more about snakes. And then we'll go into the Blitz. We'll be right back.
That's right, folks. Call in right now to receive this beautiful wine glass set, perfect for any and all dinner parties. All right, I believe we've got a caller on the phone. Caller, you're live on QVC. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Frank Jenkins.
That's my name. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I have your wife and children.
Please, Frank, it's Diane. He's got a gun. Oh my God, he's taking his family.
I have your family.
Well, I have this beautiful wine glass set. I mean, is it gorgeous or is it not?
As gorgeous as your wife, Frank.
Hey, I'll drink to that. Once again, this beautiful wine glass set, only $39.95, free shipping and handling if you call in the next 5 minutes. The number is on the screen.
Are you scared to try the peanuts, Cody?
I'm not scared. I mean, I've tried a lot hotter, obviously, in the show, but
Yeah, but you don't like pepper.
you know how I don't deal well with spice.
Words are hard.
They are.
Spice
I'm
or
getting
words?
nervous. My hands are shaking.
How many
palms
times
are
have you done
sweaty.
this?
This podcast?
Is it Mom Spaghetti?
Yeah,
Mom
just
spaghetti,
like
yeah.
It's like the 80th episode.
It's more than that, but
It's like 80.
I've only eaten hot stuff. Did the hot wings challenge twice.
So you got to do the hot stuff first, so that way when you get nervous and sweaty, you can blame it on the hot stuff.
I mean, I usually don't get nervous, but
And then he
it's
hates,
just- I don't like hot
but
stuff.
then he hates ranch, so he just drinks water. Just hoping that's...
Didn't you have to drink ranch?
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
a
had to
thing
do
you
it
guys
a
did?
couple different times.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Like we had Murphy on, Keith Murphy, he did
Yeah.
it. And
He
Ed
didn't,
Wilson
Murph didn't
and
like it either.
Willie Farrell, we made him drink ranch. But
Willie
he-
didn't care.
But Willie has no taste left from COVID, so
Yeah.
it didn't bother
This
him.
still doesn't come back.
Yeah.
I think, did Ed do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do it, but I wouldn't like the consistency of it
Yeah,
going
it's a
down.
little
Well,
thick.
the first
Yeah.
time we did it, I was like, I'll just shoot it. I'm like, just shoot it. And it'll be
You can't
fine.
do that,
It
though.
just like
Just
drains.
slowly.
Yeah.
That would be my problem with it.
It's like a thick cough syrup.
Yeah.
Ranch flavored.
Yum. Better than regular cough syrup flavors.
That's true. Big thanks to our fake sponsor of the week. That was great.
Not sure what it is yet, but
I did, however, find out snakes cannot jump, but instead they lunge forward from a coiled position at an accelerated speed. As the snake launches itself, it may appear as though the snake is jumping. So if we find one that jumps, that's a talent.
can we do the more you know?
Yeah.
Right, like, back in the day.
Dun, dun,
The
dun,
more
dun.
we'll add that to the segment. One new
Yeah.
thing you learned each week.
If we hum it, then we don't get copyright
Yeah,
infringement.
right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Your commercial needs to be one of those like snake in a can things.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'll look that up.
Because that
welcome.
peanuts on top. It's like, oh, look at this peanut jar. Oh, it's a snake. Ah.
Zesty jalapeno peanuts.
I think you should take Tiff up there and have her sing that song from Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga for the No Shame.
From
What's it called?
Stars Born.
Stars Born.
What is that song called?
I don't know. Have her sing that.
She's ruined it for me.
I mean, don't have her sing because I don't want people to stop coming to No Shame. So
Right. All right, Amy. This part of the show, we like to do a little segment called The Blitz.
Hot, hike.
It's a blitz. It's a blitz. It's a blitz. Yeah, it's a blitz. Let's go.
I've got 7 questions.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you first, then we'll ask Marshall and we'll compare answers.
Okay.
Question 1. Who would you rather have seen Will Smith smack?
Oh, there's no option for it?
No.
Okay.
Elmo.
Elmo? Okay, that's a great answer. I
Tyra would be
don't know
tickled.
why, that's funny. Question 2. What celebrity would you rate a perfect 10?
Okay.
Oh, man. How long do I have to think about these?
Rapid fire.
Ooh, I know who it's going to be. Ryan Stiles.
Oh,
Ryan
okay.
Stiles.
Ryan Stiles.
Question 3.
It's all about the shoes.
What's a body part you wouldn't mind losing?
These are deep questions.
These are deep
I
questions.
tried going like a little variety with this
Deep
one, a little
thoughts.
little
Deep
outside
thoughts
the
with
normal
Cody
box.
King. Dun, 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 dun.
How specific of a body part can we go?
Just the question. We'll compare your answers afterwards.
I'm going to go with my scalp.
Your scalp.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it'd be pretty cool to have my brain just showing all the time like a zombie.
Okay.
Like if I'm going to lose a body part, I want it to look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, until Chris Rock gets hold of you.
Oh, yeah.
Question 4. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
Oh, man. This is rough.
First and last name or just first name?
We'll go with just first name.
Okay.
Just my first name? Okay.
Yeah.
These are really
These
tough.
are deep questions,
These
Cody.
are-
Normally
this
it's like,
is-
I'm trying to get variety on this one.
oh man.
They're good variety.
Is this
It's
a
lot
variety
of
show
thinking.
we're doing here?
It kind of is.
Is this the No Shame Blitz?
Can we put you
No
on a bed of
shame,
nails
boys.
and I'll hit you with a sledgehammer?
Deal.
I'm going to go with Delaney, but I'd go with Laney for short.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question 5. Who was the worst teacher you ever had in school?
What?
I have to now have to think through all of the old teachers I had and hope that none of them watch this.
Yeah, right.
Listen to this. The worst teacher? I'm just gonna go with a generalization, like not a specific name, but like which subject was the worst. It would have been gym class because I got to take a yoga class instead of taking actual gym, so it was pointless.
Your PE teacher?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, my
All right.
PE teacher. I got to take
Nice.
yoga instead all the way through high school, and it did nothing for me.
Okay.
It was an easy out.
Nice.
Question 6. What is your worst fear?
My worst fear. These are real deep.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I can't understand why Cody never gets
I was-
a second date with a girl.
I was
I
not
don't
prepared for
understand.
this.
This is so weird to me.
I'm trying to be variety in this one.
My worst fear is definitely vomit.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
All right.
It's a phobia, so I would go with that one.
All right. And question 7. What is your favorite movie or TV quote of all time?
These are some thinkable questions, man.
These hurt my brain.
Every time you ask a new one, I forget what the last one was, so I can't even prepare.
Good.
How long do I have to think about this? Can I use the Google machine? Can I phone a friend?
No. No lifelines left.
No. I would probably have to go. The first one that would come to mind would be something from Step Brothers, probably, because I know it beginning to end.
Okay.
I just don't know which one.
I got a belly full of white dog shit. You dropped this on me?
Don't help me.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to jog the memory of the movie for you.
Yeah. I was going through. I was trying to think of the scene where they build the bunk beds.
Yeah, what do you
So
much
it's
space.
it's not actually words. It's when he does the dun 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 because he's all excited that they made the bunk beds. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Amy, that's been your blitz.
That's my blitz.
Marshall, you ready?
Ready.
Question 1. Who would you have rather seen Will Smith smack?
Oh, that was the first question. That's a tough. Probably Vladimir Putin.
Oh, okay.
Topical. Boom.
Question 2. What celebrity would you rate a perfect 10?
Jennifer Lopez next.
You knew that one.
What's a body part you wouldn't mind losing?
An ear.
An ear, okay.
I was going to say a pinky, but I'm like, I feel like I use my hands all the time.
You don't listen clearly, so you never use your
like my
ears.
toes. I feel like you lose your balance, you lose a toe. So maybe an ear.
Okay, all right.
My left ear.
Your left ear, all
Yeah.
right. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Dwayne.
Dwayne, job, I'm drowning.
Yeah, just for the knock knock joke purposes. You know the knock knock joke?
No.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the tub, I'm drowning.
Oh my god.
So dumb.
So I picked Dwayne.
That was my favorite part of this podcast, and we're not even done with it yet.
Question 5. Who's the worst teacher you ever had in school?
My freshman year Spanish teacher, Mr. Tacalo.
Tacalo?
Tacalo. Because he always said, it's Tacalo, like, tackle me high. Or no, don't tackle me high, tackle me low. And it bothered me that he said that.
It's kind of funny, though.
And he flunked me. I got a 59.5%. He went around me up to a 60.
Oof.
So I had to retake the class.
60s. No wonder.
Yeah, he was just a dick.
Your grading scale is so much lower than Lehigh. Southie Webster.
What are you talking about?
Our grading scale was so much higher than that.
Because there's 4 of you guys in the school.
Huh? We all ruined the curve for each other.
Yeah.
Question 6. What's your worst fear?
Probably heights.
Heights, really?
I don't like heights.
Okay.
If I'm moving, I'm fine. But if I went to like the top of the St. Louis Arch, I'd just clam up and I'd just lock up. I'd like have to.
So you'd never go to like the Empire State Building and look out over the top of that and do all that stuff?
Nah, I'm good.
No?
I'll watch from the bottom.
Okay, all right. And what is your favorite movie or TV quote of all time?
Big. There'll be 2 of them. And a tie. One's from the other guys. And it's I'm a peacock baby, you gotta let me fly.
Okay.
And the other one from Dates of Thunder, rubbing is racing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
the peacock
Let's spend the
one.
blitz. Let's compare answers real quick.
I felt like this was a therapy session.
A little
What do
bit.
do you
bit.
send us a bill or what do we
Yeah.
owe you?
You each owe me $100 now.
Yeah, like, are you all right, man?
Who would you rather have seen Will Smith smack? You said Vladimir Putin. And you said
Elmo.
Elmo. Elmo's a funnier answer.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
He thinks he's coming up to tickle him and then slap.
Slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Tickle me, I'll smack me, Elmo.
Smack me, Elmo.
Amy, I'm going to give you that point.
Okay, I'll take it.
So weird, like kink. Just smack the Elmo. Like what?
The new adult toy.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. He's no longer red. He's never mind.
Oh no.
Oh man.
What celebrity would you rate a perfect 10? J-Lo, I knew you were going to say that. And you said
Ryan Stiles.
Ryan
From
Stiles.
Whose line?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a funny
Ryan
guy.
Stiles is hilarious.
Yes.
He's a funny guy.
I'm gonna give it, and because you overrate J-Lo way too much, so.
Okay, whatever. This
Amy,
this
2-0.
show's rigged.
Nice.
This
What's a
show's
body
rigged.
part you wouldn't mind losing? You said your scalp. You said your ear.
Yeah.
You don't use your ear, so.
Yeah, you don't need both of them.
Yeah, but you got a point there. Scalp would be kind of cool, but it'd be really gross. So.
Well, you get rid of all your grays if you got rid of your scalp. So you're a
Exactly.
good guy.
Yeah, there's multiple things that just.
Yeah,
And you wear ball caps all the time, so you wouldn't even notice it.
that's true.
Yeah. So it would be good for you.
Yeah, see, it's a win-win for everybody. Scalp's the correct answer.
All
here.
right,
Yeah.
Amy, you're up 3-0. This is gonna be our first sweep.
It might be a sweep.
You could change your name. You said Delaney, and you said
Dwayne. The
Dwayne.
tub, I'm
Those are
Dwayne.
actually pretty close. Why are those pretty close?
Yeah, Delaney and
I
Dwayne.
feel like Delaney is the female version of Dwayne.
I agree. Except you can't Delaney the tub.
yeah.
Yeah. So
You could try, but it wouldn't make any sense.
That's true.
I'm gonna give this one to Marshall because
Yes, no
The
sweep.
joke.
I knew
No
that joke.
sweep.
I knew that joke was coming, but it was funny.
No sweep. This is no sweep theater here.
No sweep. Yeah. Who was the worst teacher? You didn't give teacher's name, so I'm gonna give it to Marshall for giving an actual teacher's name.
3-2.
3-2. Worst
On the
fear.
comeback.
Heights. Stop being a wuss.
What's your worst fear, Cody?
Spiders.
Grow up. You're 100
boy.
times bigger than them.
Yeah, but they're faster than me, and they can bite me. You ever seen somebody bite a spider? No.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most spiders actually don't bite.
Some do though.
Some do probably.
They watch Indiana Jones in the
Just
town.
don't
They eat
piss one
spiders.
off.
Well, don't tell it to crawl on me then.
Just put up a little sign that says "No Spider Zone."
Yeah,
Just wear a
yeah.
T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they won't
It's like
crawl
my
on you.
no zone. Don't touch me
Yeah.
there.
Then they won't crawl on you. It'll be fine.
Amy, I'm going to give you this one. 4-2. Favorite movie quote? The correct answer, well, you said
I'm a peacock, you let me fly, or rubbing is racing.
the correct answer
Of the
is
peacock.
Ask the 8-Ball.
From Putty on Seinfeld?
Yeah.
You got a question. Ask the
Ask the 8-Ball.
Are you a Seinfeld?
Yes.
fan?
Yes.
Do you know that's what the show is named after? Putty
Yes.
Seinfeld?
Yes, I am aware of that.
And
I
yours-
actually got to visit the very first comedy club up in New York that Seinfeld ever performed
Really?
in. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said you just made noises from Step Brothers.
I did.
I'm going to give this one to Marshall.
Did you
Go
just
for it.
teabag my drum set?
That would have been
Step
a better
Brothers
one.
is such a funny movie.
Oh, that would have been better.
Other
I'm
Guys
now
my
remembering,
absolute
like, the-
favorite, but
all of
Step
the
Brothers
lines.
is right
I thought
there.
you were going to say aim for the bushes and they jump off into the street.
There wasn't even an awning there.
Amy, you win 4-3.
Sweet. I'll take
Give
it.
her a round of applause.
Nice. Okay, Cody. Is that your hidden talent?
Yeah, my hidden talent.
You should come do that at No
Make
Shame.
just clap.
Yes. Just be like, I learned how to do this in a circle.
In a circle. The few things I learned to do in a circle.
You can be our like VIP audience member that claps in a circular formation
Yeah.
instead of everyone else that just claps normally.
Right?
Yeah.
Just do the golf clap.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cody, what was the date again for the No Shame? The
Tuesday, April 19th.
19th. Cody, what are you doing April 19th?
Nothing as of now.
We're going to No Shame.
We're going No Shame.
Yeah.
We'll go to the late show.
Yeah, I'm more of a 21 and over kind of guy.
Well, thank you for that. Let's talk
Oh.
about our sponsors real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the BBops?
The BBops?
Yeah.
Like the restaurant?
BBops, yeah.
BBops is
Food
pretty good.
Yeah, BBops, great friends of the show. They always take care of us, and they always take care of their customers with amazing burgers. What's your go-to order at BBops if you were to go?
I'm always a sucker for chicken nuggets, so that's probably what I'd go with.
They have fire chicken nuggets
Yeah.
there, and good
Still-
ranch.
It's still Lent, right?
Yeah,
So this Friday's the last.
until the 20.
When's Easter? Well, now you can get they have chicken
Yeah.
or the fish sandwich on special right now for Lent.
16th or the 23rd. I think it's the 16th. Either way,
But
you
check,
still get.
check out the fish sandwich; it's phenomenal.
They have
Throw a
fish
little
sandwich all
cheese
year-
on there.
Yeah, they have it all year round, and it's a great fish
Yeah.
sandwich.
Oh, it's a great fish
Chocolate
sandwich.
shakes, excellent.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Also, they give you Lola's packets too, so if you want to spice up your meal.
Yeah, which we're gonna spice up.
Yeah,
Casey's real quick.
we finally brought in the Casey's zesty jalapeno peanuts. Lola's teamed up with Casey's. These are available in every
The heat
Casey's
level
store.
looks like it's 3 out of 4, so I'm nervous.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a heat
You're,
scale.
Well, you're also scared of spiders, so.
Yeah, but they're hot too.
yeah. So you can get all their
Tropical
sauces
survivor.
in your local grocery store. Lowe's has all their hot sauces too. That's what you can go buy: nails, a hammer, and some hot sauce.
Yeah.
Or go to Casey's and get these.
You want some?
I'll try them. Just a few.
Yeah, we'll try these out. These zesty jalapeno peanuts available at Casey's from Lola's. They're $1.20 a bag. That's a good deal.
Too bad.
You can grab them, eat them in the car. You're like, oh, these might be
Oh, we're
spicy,
just
so you just
doing
threw a
all of them.
handful in.
Oh yeah, so you can't just one time.
I'll eat them. Oh, not that hot.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Good
Flavor's
flavor.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd eat those.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also have cashews too. I don't like cashews as well, so I picked up the peanuts.
I'm glad you got peanuts. I'm not a cashew fan either.
Yeah.
So.
But
So
fantastic.
got that peanut butter taste, a little bit of spice on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's got that lingering effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. But again, like I said, they're at Casey's. They have the sauces at your local grocery stores, or you can order them online at lolasfinehotsauce.com. And also,
Promo code Ask the 8-Ball for 10% off if you don't want to go out and have it delivered.
yeah, and we have the Mullin Group.
Yeah. Oh, that's where you're going?
Yeah. Go ahead.
We've also got the Mullin Group, Remax Realty, the Mullin Group. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, they're the best team to work with in the metro. Guaranteed to get your best rate, get your best deal, sell your house fast, get you in a new house fast.
Get a hold of the Mullin team. Ask for Sean Mullin. He'll hook you up. And here's a quick word from all of them. Also, big thanks to the Irish in West Des Moines for letting us use the spot tonight.
Well.
And we'll be right back.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
BBops, big tasty burgers, hot crispy fries, and great chocolate shakes.
So why do you come to BBops?
The burgers are fresh and fast, and it tastes great.
I like the pork fritters and chicken sandwiches.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
There's only one place we go. BBops.
Oh, BBops. Better than good.
Are you in the market for buying or selling a home? Get a hold of the best in the business, the Mullin Group at Remax Revolutions. You can get a hold of Sean at 515-306-2028. Again, Remax Revolution, Sean Mullin at 515-306-2028. Lola's Fine Hot Sauce, a generational family recipe using the world's hottest peppers for great flavor. They're vegan, non-GMO project verified, kosher, and all natural. Find them online at lolasfinehotsauce.com. Use promo code AskThe8Ball for 10% off your purchase.
None of Lola's stuff has Scoville levels on it, though. Scoville.
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 Is that like a hot COVID? You get
Like a
COVID, but
COVID.
It's a spicy COVID.
yeah.
Why is it spicy?
So you get COVID, but don't lose your taste.
Yeah.
Big thanks to the Irish in West Des Moines for letting us be out here and hang out in their beautiful bar. It's located in West Glen, right between Funny Bone and Coach's Pizza. Also, big thanks to Lola's, BBops, and the Mullin Group at Remax. And thanks to Amy for coming on.
Thank you for having
You've
me.
been fantastic so
Make sure
far.
to check out. Can you still get tickets on? You still have tickets for the No Shame, right? Or
No
just
Shame is completely free to come
completely
to.
free?
First come, first serve, right?
Yes. Yep. So those are free to attend. It's open to the public. It's free to sign up to perform. We just close off spots at a certain number of spots.
Yeah, and you
but
sign up online through the Facebook event page, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Perfect. So that'd be No Shame on Facebook.
Mhm.
Perfect.
However, we'll have some actual variety shows that'll be holiday themed coming up in the future. Those will be ticketed shows, and those will be our. We've done them in the past. They've sold out really, really fast. So we'll do a vaudeville variety spooktacular in October, and then we'll do a Wicked Wonderland in December.
Cool.
And those dates will be coming out pretty soon.
Okay.
I can't believe we're already almost to April.
Yeah. Well, when this show comes out, it will be
It'll
April.
be April, yeah.
Yeah.
April Fools.
Nice. Now I got to edit, Cody. Thanks.
Wink at the camera, Marshall. Let them know when you're editing.
So I was creeping on your Twitter earlier. I was going through everyone's old tweets.
On my Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I
have no idea what's on there.
I don't. Oh, I just looked through just to get ideas to talk about and to bring
Yeah.
up old stuff people don't remember
Oh,
necessarily.
no.
But
I have
there's
no idea what's on
really
there. I'm a little
You had
nervous.
a decent amount of stuff, so I couldn't scroll too far because I get tired of my phone trying to load, and I'm like, this is good. But so you guys do. You and Ben have done a lot of after proms.
Yes.
Are those awful to do?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I love them and also hate them.
I didn't know how the high school kids were.
High school kids aren't too bad. It's a little bit different when we're doing like an actual performance because they're hypnosis shows, and we have some schools that are more rowdy than others.
Right.
But the worst part of after proms is just the fact that we just don't sleep all night long because we'll do 3 or 4 after
No
prom,
sleep.
2 to 3 after proms all in one night, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
insane.
really?
Yeah.
You go to like.
Oh, because a lot of proms are the same night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you just.
So sometimes
bounce
our
around.
earliest one is at like 10 p.m. and then we'll drive 2 or 3 hours to our next one, and we'll do one at it could be at 12:30 or 1:30 or whatever. And sometimes we end up all the way like as far as like Nebraska, and then we have to drive home. We don't get home till about 7 or 8 in the morning. And it usually falls into when Adventureland season starts opening. And so since they're on
yeah.
weekends, we actually usually have what we call a death weekend, and we do like a grand total of like 17 shows within like a 48-hour time period. Because we do all of the shows
Yeah.
at Adventureland for both Saturday and Sunday, and have an overnight of after proms in there as well. So we kind of joke about that every year, but keeps it, that month busy. But that last month or that last like weekend in that month kind of overlaps with Adventureland, and we're exhausted.
So how many shows do you do a year? Do you think, on average?
A year? Oh, I did the math on this at one point. It used to be more because we did 6 shows a day, 7 days a week, all summer long at Adventureland. And then last year we moved to 3 shows, but they were longer shows. And then this year we're going to 4 shows. So I'm not quite sure what it's at this point. But I do remember there was one year that I actually counted it. I posted it on Facebook that it was like 600 and something shows.
Holy cow.
That it turned out to be.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that doesn't even include what I do in the off season of Adventureland. So
Yeah, that doesn't include your no shame stuff. Is that just?
I do way more than No Shame too. So
Well, I'm saying like
yeah,
that just includes your.
that is just Adventureland. Yeah.
So you go all the way to Nebraska and you're like, fuck this state. We're going the other way.
Cody, did you have after proms at your school?
Yeah.
You did? I didn't know. We did. They locked us in the building until like 5 in the morning. We had a hypnotist.
We had a hypnotist my junior, senior year.
Who did it?
I'm trying to remember. One of them was at a bowling alley.
Mine was 20 years ago, so.
And then,
I don't remember who was at mine. It was before I got into this industry too. I've always tried to like think back and try to remember who it was, and I have no idea. I probably know who it was, but.
Right.
One was at a bowling alley, and.
Yours was at a bowling alley?
One year it was.
That's fantastic. How many proms did you have?
I went to 2.
One of mine was at a Chuck E. Cheese, so.
Nice. I remember the captain of the football team showed up and was hammered with his girlfriend. And because in between after prom, you get to drive, so our prom was at the high school, and then after prom that year was at Fort Dodge, just 20 minutes away. So they gave you like an hour to get there. Then they were locking the doors.
Yeah.
And he just started slamming booze.
Nice.
I don't remember what it was next year, but I did the hypnotist thing both times, and it didn't work for me. I don't know why. I want to try it again, but.
Yeah, I think I couldn't let myself relax enough.
I don't think I could. Yeah, I think I'm too.
Yeah.
Some people can't do it if they're in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
They have people watching them. They're too aware of their surroundings.
Yeah.
Like Tiffany over here has been hypnotized twice by Ben now.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's the one that was.
She's the one that we did at Teehees.
Slapping her butt.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get back to more tweets in a second, but I did see. I could be wrong on this. Did I see that you worked at Disney or studied
I did,
at Disney?
yes.
So
I did my internship, and then I got hired on there, and then actually was homesick, so I came back to Des Moines, and then never went back to Disney like I planned to. Ben kept me here.
Right.
I fell in love with magic and haven't left since.
Disney's an interesting place. I'm a huge Disney guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like we go as adults all the time. I think it's so much.
I go
fun.
every year still.
I love it, but so many people that I've noticed that you wouldn't even think of have started interning at Disney, and I never would have thought about that.
I actually applied as a joke.
Really?
I did. I thought it was like a fake advertisement online, and so I just went on and was like, and plugged in all my stuff, and and then like 2 days later, I'm getting a call that's like, hey, we'd like to interview you, and they did a phone interview, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to bring you on. You're hired. Can you be here in a week? And a week later, I was driving my car all the way to Florida, and it was the first time I'd ever left home, so it was like this huge, I'm going 21 hours away.
Yeah.
All by myself. It was absolutely terrifying, and I didn't know what was happening until after I got down there, and then
we had
next thing I know, I'm working at Disney.
Mr. Disney, I guess, he was the head of make sure people were smiling, doing all the front of the house stuff for years. He came and gave a presentation on how to give customer service to our office and talk about smiling and how Disney keeps everything clean and all that stuff. And
we went to.
It was interesting.
Me and Tiff went to Disney PC, called pre-COVID, 2020 PC. It was and we went to, there's this.
That's why COVID started in Florida.
On the Disney boardwalk, there's this piano bar called Jelly Rolls. And we went on it was a Monday, I think I went, and it was cast member night. Because and all the cast members got in free or whatever, and it was the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Really?
At a piano bar, the whole cast was singing songs. The piano players were playing songs from High School Musical. I've never seen High School Musical, but I was acting like I knew the song just to sing and dance to everyone. It was such a good time. I'm like, God, these guys love Disney.
So what did you?
It's awesome.
You intern. What did you do for them?
My internship was actually as a professional photographer. That's what I went to college for.
Okay.
But I took Disney internship program courses in entertainment management, starting your own business, front of house stuff like you were just talking about. And so I actually graduated from Disney University with entertainment courses. I then went to an audition to be a costume character. I went to the one in Chicago. I made it down to, out of 500 people that were originally there, I made it down to the last 25, and they were going to send in video submissions. And they went around to each of us, and this was a week after I'd been accepted. They went around to each of us and asked if we'd already been accepted into a program as an intern. And because I'd been accepted into their photography program, they dismissed me based on the fact that they have more people that apply for entertainment and less that apply for photography. And I was devastated because obviously my heart is in entertainment.
Yeah.
And I went to college just to please my family. You know, my dad's side was, you got to go to college. Like, then you can do whatever you want, but you have to do that first. So I picked an artsy career program. And
So are you into magic before you met Ben?
no.
You met Ben and you just fell in love with magic?
I did. So he actually found me through Facebook after I'd already left Iowa and I was working at Disney. I'd planned to stay at Disney. I wanted to be a full-time entertainer down there. I wanted to be a Disney princess. Like, that was my dream. I wanted to stay there. He had contacted me through Facebook and said somebody had recommended me. I wasn't even sure who at the time. And I was a little homesick, so I was like, yeah, I'll come back and do a summer job at Adventureland Park, and then I'll go back to Disney in the fall. It's now been 8 years, and I have not gone back to Disney in the fall.
They're still holding your job down there for you.
Yes. I doubt it at this point, but yeah, I fell in love with magic. The day that I knew I wanted to be a magician was, and not even necessarily the magician, but just working in magic and in variety arts in general, was the day that there was a little girl in the first or second row in the theater that we work in out at Adventureland, and as I came out of one of the illusions in a beautiful gown, I hear her, and there, a bunch of other people did too, hear her turn to her mom and go, I want to be like her when I get bigger. And my heart just melted, and I went off stage with tears rolling down my face because I was just so happy that I was this icon, this model, this figure for this little girl. Yeah. That she's got to see something. And afterwards I went down and she took a picture with me, and I actually got to teach her a couple magic tricks down at the magic shop because we have a little tiny one that just little things that they can buy and stuff. Yeah. And I hope that I sparked her interest enough that she pursues it and continues to remember that memory for the rest of her life. But that was the very first moment that I knew this is what I wanted to do. That's awesome. And I've never looked back.
You still, do you remember her name and all that good stuff? You don't say it, but just...
No, I can't say that I got her name or any of that information. It was just something that was heard in the middle of a performance, and afterwards I went out to work the magic shop, and her and her mom came up to me, and she was very shy, was hiding behind her mom the whole time, and her mom was like, okay, you can go ask her, and she just couldn't work it up. She just kept smiling from behind her mom, and her mom had to be like, she wants to get a picture with you, would that be okay? And so
that's awesome.
That's the memory that I have of her, but
that's super cool.
I'll never forget her. She definitely impacted my life more than she will ever know.
Yeah, nice. That's super cool.
Oh. On your Twitter.
Oh no.
You tweeted, do lawnmowers work as snowblowers?
They do not.
Find out in the newest episode of Amy's Homeowner Adventures.
I can confirm that they do not.
That's funny.
This was
Did you actually try this?
Yes. I don't even know where to begin with this. I bought my first home during the global panini, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And
right in the middle of the C, not the PC.
What's that?
Not PC, but C. He was pre-COVID.
It was
COVID. Oh yeah, so
that was DC during COVID.
During the C.
And then there's 80 after COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I bought this house, and I'd only lived in apartments prior to that, and was living alone, and was not something that I thought to purchase or buy moving in. And next thing I know, it's winter, and our first snowfall comes, and all I own in my garage, like, I have a car and a lawnmower. That's it. There's nothing else. Like, I have not purchased anything else that's necessary for owning a home. I don't even own a ladder. Like, there's nothing in the garage besides...
You have like a weed whipper to bring out there?
No. And mind you, this it's not even like a decent quality lawnmower. I bought it on Amazon, and it's just a battery-operated one that only lasts for 20 minutes at a time. So, like, it just is barely enough to get my the front yard done, and that's it.
The front yard?
Yeah, like
like when you're actually mowing it.
When I'm actually mowing it, yeah.
You're mowing the snow off your
It does not work for snow. I can confirm. I believe there's even a picture on my Facebook because I thought it was hilarious that I even made the attempt of pushing it out there to see if it would push around snow. And just wanted to be comical for the internet also because.
I mean,
did you ever think that it's an electrical lawnmower and snow is wet and it might not work?
Well, you don't keep it plugged in.
No, you don't. It's not plugged in when you're using it.
Oh,
yeah. It's like you can wash an electric car, Cody.
Right.
Come on, man. You're better than this.
It's electric. If it's plugged in, you'd probably get through water on that. Would ruin
What do you
shit.
think? She has a 100-foot extension cord?
I don't know.
I mean, I do, but
See?
Okay,
I wasn't going to. It's hot pink even, so that
Nice.
helps.
Okay.
That
Nice.
goes along with me and my home ownership struggles. Is the fact that I owned a hot pink extension
How
cord.
far into this did you get before you're like, this isn't working?
Not very far. No. It was like maybe 4 feet out in the driveway.
Like, all right.
Yeah. And then I just kind of left it there and walked inside and went, no. I should not own a house. I don't know who allowed me to buy one, but I shouldn't own one.
That's fair.
That's funny.
I got a couple more tweets, and
Oh, no.
we'll just bust through them fairly quick.
Okay.
These are good ones.
Oh, boy.
If you think about it, lasagna is just spaghetti-flavored cake.
Yep. Indeed it is.
It's a great point.
It is.
Why don't we just call otters water ferrets?
Somebody else said that, and I had to post it. I don't remember who said it. It was a friend of mine.
Okay.
And it just blew my mind. I couldn't think about anything else the rest of the day. I do remember that.
I just realized why they call nudity a birthday suit, because that's what you're born wearing. God damn it, I'm dumb.
Yep. There was a processing
Even has the
moment.
mind blown emoji.
What year was this?
This was March 24th of 2021
Oh, you just realized a year ago.
Yep.
at 9 p.m. at night.
I was an adult when I realized it.
What was the epiphany like? How did the epiphany come?
To be honest, was it in April?
No, it was March. Well,
was in
almost.
March?
It was March 24th. It was almost
I was
April.
probably thinking about my own birthday. My mom probably asked me something or said something that triggered it. I don't remember.
Then we had
Oh, no.
the most annoying thing about being an adult is heartburn, which is correct.
Yes, it is. Everyone
Awful.
knows that. We don't ever talk about it. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, we
but when
should
you hit like, I don't know if
normalize
it's like 25 or
sympathizing
26
for heartburn.
is when it hits everybody.
Yeah.
It's a thing. You just when
I
you
only get it maybe twice a year. Thankfully, not gonna
I take
lie, but-
40 milligrams of omeprazole every day.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yep, every day. And then I still do Pepsid in the night.
Everybody in my office.
Otherwise,
takes it.
if I had 2 of those peanuts, I would be done for the next 2 days.
Yep.
I'd be down for the count.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you also had to like have a surgery.
Well, yeah, Barrett's disease. Thanks, Chris Rock. You gonna make fun of me some more?
Yeah, if you want me to.
Wow.
If you want me to.
And then the last one was it's not a push-up bra, it's a lift kit.
That was
a
my
great
partner that told me that one.
It's a good tweet.
I like that.
It is
Yeah.
a lift kit.
Solid tweets.
Why do they call on a car that thing? Why do they call it a bra? Was it supportive? Like, aren't bras supposed to be supportive?
That's true. Like,
I don't feel like a bra for a car is very supportive.
I
Like
guess
it just kind of wraps it.
I guess
it
it
doesn't
supports
really.
the paint job on the hood so rocks don't chip your very like front bumper.
But it's not really supporting it. It's just protecting it.
Yeah, it's more of a protector than
I
supporter.
can't say that a bra is protective of titties.
Yeah,
Can I say titties on
You
this?
can say
Okay.
titties.
If someone throws a rock at a titty, it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
protecting it. It's
Throw
just,
it-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just lifting
If-
up the target.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're driving behind a Jeep and there's water going all over your titty, you're still gonna get wet.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I feel like there's been a lot of titties talked about right now.
I just wanted to be like sure I could say titties.
Yeah, I got that. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having
This
me.
has been fantastic. April 19th, Tuesday, April 19th.
Uh-huh.
No Shame, Teehee's Comedy Club. Me and Cody, we're going to be there.
7 p.m. and 9 p.m.
We're going to be at the 9
7
p.m. show.
and 9.
We'll
Yep.
well, yeah, with the 9 p.m. show.
Yeah, and it's going to be
And
awesome.
it's free. It's completely free.
There you go.
Yeah.
Won't
Teehee's
cost you
located
anything
down
unless
on
you just
Walnut.
use all your money at the bar. So
There you go.
Which
there you
we
go.
will.
Which we
Yes.
highly suggest.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bar
If
is
you're
great.
gonna
We
spend
love
your
the bar.
money, spend it at the bar.
That's how
Yes.
they make their money. Buy drinks, support the staff.
Giving you guys
It's
all
gonna
this
be
local
great.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Amy, last thing.
Uh-huh.
I asked the 8-ball question.
What am I asking it?
It's up
Whatever
to you.
want. Is Disney the coolest place on earth? The answer is yes.
It has to be a yes or no or maybe question, right?
Well, whatever.
I can't ask it like what its favorite color is.
I don't think it's gonna work for the 8-ball.
Shoot.
If it does, my mind would be blown. That'd be a hell of a magic trick.
Right?
There.
If I could do that right now.
Is magic real, Amy? That's my last question for
Does
you.
that be the question?
That's my question
Should-
for you.
You want to ask the 8-ball?
No, I want to ask you that question.
Is
You ask-
magic real? Magic is definitely real. Do you
Is
know
it?
how I know?
How?
Because of that little girl that told me that I was.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is
Good point.
that's what the magic is.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm doing on stage.
If I've learned anything in my 38 years of life, little kids don't lie.
They don't.
They really don't.
Nope. And my favorite thing about magic is not necessarily those little kids. Yes, it's a great moment. It's a sense of wonderment. But that sense of wonderment, especially at Adventureland, you have all those parents, and they're standing in the back, their arms are crossed, they're just watching their kids watch the show. But what they don't realize is about halfway through the show, their faces look exactly like those kids in the front row.
Yeah.
And they're being taken back to this sense of wonder that they had as a child. They get taken away from all their problems, even if it's only for a moment. And the fact that I get to create that for people is what made me fall in love with it.
I took Quinn to one show at Eventually, and I'm sure she loved it.
That's
we sat up in the above area.
Sit there, and I'm like,
that was awesome.
Watching shows, and like halfway through, I'm like, I can't stop smiling. I'm just sitting there. Like,
Yeah, it's great because
I love it.
she's just. I mean, you could do a balloon animal. She's like, oh, it's great, but I'm sitting there. I'm like, how the fuck did they make that happen?
Yep.
So yeah, it's awesome.
And your face looks just like hers.
Yeah, right.
It's great. I love it.
Yep.
All right, what's the question for the 8-ball?
My question for the 8-ball is going to be. Stop making me think about things.
This is in depth, Cody.
This is so much.
Getting really deep in this episode. A little variety from the normal bullshit comedy we do.
Cody, you have no shame tonight.
No shame is the theme. Let's see. Let's go with. I'm going to ask the 8-ball if you guys are actually going to show up to No Shame on April 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
Will they actually show up? Give me like a drum roll. Tells me to ask again later. So
ask us on the 19th when we're sitting
I'll
there
ask
watching
again
the show.
the morning of the 19th to make sure you're still coming.
Oh, I'm gonna be there. I've been excited. I've been wanting to go, but Wednesday nights just haven't worked out. So Tuesdays is fantastic.
I want to see the dude get on the bed of nails. That one's really.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
He's a great performer. You can catch him in my variety shows too. So
nice. Well, Amy, thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you to Lola's, to BBops, to the Mullin Group,
and to the Irish West Des Moines for having us. And check us out. We'll be around.
Ask the 8-ball
on
podcast.com.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, whatever. See you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.